So it's the year of 2002, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Resident Evil 1 gets a remake and would come out as a GameCube exclusive at the time, which was pretty wild because the GameCube itself had a wild time with all these random games getting ahead of its time graphics, and mostly Nintendo starts publishing M-rated games, and Capcom went out of the way to do a GameCube exclusive. Oh, I'm sorry, that actually didn't work out so well because some of the games were already getting ported to PS2. Anyways, Resident Evil 1 will receive a remake in 2002 after a lot of criticism had pointed out the terrible voice acting and some of the dumb dialogue that's in the game. So they went out of the way to make this game and to fix everything that they have made that went wrong. So the remake was released on the GameCube, as I said, but also was later ported over on the Wii as part of the Resident Evil archives, which only lasted 2 games. Then it would get an HD remaster version in 2015 on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC, Nintendo Switch, and most recently it came out on GOG. So yeah, it's all here. I should give out a bonus for this one. So the HD version of this game comes with one brand new thing, and that is a new costume set based off Lost in Nightmares expansion from Resident Evil 5 for both Chris and Jill. That's it. That's the only new thing they added in the HD remaster. Well, to tell you the truth, it wasn't just that. Both Resident Evil 1 Remake and Zero both received some tweaks like 4x3 and widescreen support, making it feel like you want to play the old style or a new style. Modern movements in terms of controls, which I could not get used to, and a few other etceteras here. So the remake aims to bring in some new life to the original game that was popularized. So what do they do in this one? Well, they put out a brand new, well, I should say a ton of new stuff. For an example, when you're getting attacked by a zombie, you now have self-defense weapons. What other weapons? Well, both characters of Chris and Jill get a dagger. Chris gets a grenade, which if you shove it at the zombie's mouth, you can shoot it with a gun and it'll blow up and it's dead. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Jill gets some sort of taser, which pretty much is the only thing she has. Now, going back to my original video, both characters have differences in terms of like replay value and such. They all get completely different endings. Both characters have exclusives, like Chris has a lighter and Jill has a lockpick. But not only this, but Chris has 6 item slots and Jill has 8. Also, this game has brand new areas to explore now, like the graveyard for example. Also some brand new bosses that were never in the original, and also altercations of different weapons like the semi-auto shotgun for the example. And also some brand new puzzles and also modified ones as well. Brand new cutscenes, new enemies, and more. Oh, and here's another thing. This time, this game becomes a little bit more challenging. What do I mean by this? Well, you know how you kill a zombie instead and you think it's just gonna die? Whoa, let's change all of this. Because that zombie you just killed can come back to life again, but this time it has its own different variation called a Crimson. Crimsons are fast and they're also more powerful than a regular zombie. So how do you get rid of it? There's a couple of different ways, but that's about it. For one, if you blow the headshot with the head exploding of the zombies, that zombie can die and it won't be his problem. Also, we have a new thing called a canteen, which can pretty much give you, well, you can fill it up with gas. You gas, but you have to use a lighter too. You do that, you place it down, and the zombie dies by getting burnt, and that's it. That's how you kill these things. But again, you have to be really smart about this because the canteen's resource known as the gasoline can only be found in certain rooms. It doesn't just have to be in safe rooms, but it can be in different small areas. It can only be used 3 times per fill. If the gasoline's all out, you have to find another place to do such thing, and that's about it. You still need to conserve your ammo, which again, this is why I say in the last time I talked about this game, well, the original one to be exact, just you need to save ammo in order to not mess up or anything. Because if you mess it up, then what good does it get you? Because enemies can swarm you if you're not too careful. And there are some other changes you might have not seen coming compared to its 1996 release. You have different ways to solve puzzles compared to the original. Some of them are more modified to make it even better or even more challenging. Don't use up too much of your increments either, because again, as I stated in the original, if you mess it all up, then you have no other way to save the game. And that's pretty much what I can tell you. You do that, you mess up, and it's game over. You will need to do this once in a while in terms of saving, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Because if you mess up, then, again, what else does this do for you guys? So you'll need to find some key items in order to advance through the game. As a matter of fact, this one is probably even more longer than the original. And I'm not making this up, all because you have brand new areas to explore, new items to get, and more puzzles to solve. So instead of cutting back content, they added in more content to make the game more refreshing. I should also mention something pretty interesting about this game too. If you are trying to run away from a zombie, you can hear a door knocking, which you don't think it would mean for anything, but you're wrong, because it can actually open doors and some enemies can actually break them. And with the enemies breaking the doors, you do have your own accessibility by going through that room without the need of load times. So you'd think with playing the original you would know what you're doing, but you don't, because they actually made several changes as I mentioned before. All because of the new puzzle elements, new rooms to explore, new enemies to fight, and even getting some new weapons in the game. Not to mention some brand new key items that you'll need along the way. I'm pretty sure this version has more rarities than the original one in terms of finding out some brand new cutscenes, like in terms of alterations of them at least. But even though you do play as two of the characters, which they have their own statistics of differences, there is a difficulty mode of having easy, normal, and hard, or very easy if you really wanted to. Or if you guys think you're the best thing there is in this game, then you can always compete against other people in terms of leaderboards to see who is the best out of anybody that you'll ever play against. Just saying. It's just more like if you want to speedrun the game or anything else. So I think you'll have a good time playing the remake if you guys have actually enjoyed playing the first original game. So all the summary is cleaned up dialogue from the ground up, a map that has been redesigned from the ground up, and I say that just because of brand new areas that you can explore and some brand new key items you'll get. Come up with some strategies if you really need to, conserve ammo, and try to figure out what these new modified puzzles are gonna do for you.